Ooh, one of my specialties. Let's get to it. Oh, chicken noodle soup. And I'm making a monster batch. Look at the size of this pan. That's huge. Now we're gonna put that right there for right now. We gotta get this ready. Now, I got this recipe from a friend of mine. He calls it chicken noodle soup, and I changed it a lot, so we're gonna work on it. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different seasonings in it. Gotta make the base more than a bouillon. Oh, we got everything. So what we gotta do is we gotta go with our chicken. I'm changing it. I used to use the insert. Put my chickens in here and then pull it out. But still cartilage and bones got through these holes. And spending an hour looking for all that stuff is not good. So, got me a big old cheesecloth bag, everybody. Cook smarter, not harder. So, we got, this is a big recipe now because I'm making this even bigger because I have like 16 people requesting this right now. So, I make a huge batch, give it to all the friends and family, then freeze a lot. This freezes really good. Then what we do is we eat chicken noodle soup. Oh, the soup's even better. We've taken it out of the freezer 8 months later and it's perfect. So what I like to do is with my chicken, so I like to season it a little bit. You could put salt, pepper, you could put SPGO, but I put a little poultry seasoning on it. This is gonna make our base. So I just put a little bit of that on it and just get that. You could use rotisserie chicken already done, you know. What you can also do, everybody, is you could inject this with the garlic and butter and herb. You can do that too to give your chicken even more. But let's just see how this is gonna work. There's our first chicken. Oh, I had an extra chicken breast. I'm like, I'll throw that in there. You know, what I'm doing is I'm just gonna put a little poultry seasoning. You could do anything you want just to give it some seasoning, you know. You could use salt, pepper, lemon pepper, you know. And I'm all done with that one seasoning. Let's get that in the bag. Oh, this bag is gonna work, everybody. Now when I pull this bag out, guess what? Everything's contained inside. And then I can then debone the chicken. Oh yeah, look at that, people. This is going to work out really good. Let's just do a little bow knot. We can get this taken care of. All right, these are going to go off to the side. And this takes some time because I'm basically going to be making, but sheet making, the chicken broth. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to bring this over here. Put my 3 chickens in there. You know what I'm going to do? Before I do that. No, I'm going to do that. Got my 3 chickens and my chicken breast. I had an extra chicken breast, everybody. So, with my friend's recipe, let me just grab my phone and double check it again. For the single, he always said 2 gallons of water, 6 to 7 chicken bouillon cubes, 1 whole chicken, 1 head of garlic, 1 onion, seasoning. Cook 2.5 to 3 hours. Remove chicken, add carrots and celery, add chicken back, cook until vegetables are soft, add 2 to 3 handfuls of mini farro noodles. I do it a lot different. I need to cut up the onions. I forgot to cut up the onions, everybody. How can this be? This is huge. So this is like 3. So I normally put about 2 heaping spoonfuls of garlic in for 1. So that means 6 heaping. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I love to count. So the garlic is done. Now you can always add more to it. Now what I also like to do is I like to put some SPGO in. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Now I'm going to say let's go with 2 tablespoons. 1. Now the chicken is awfully salty, so that's probably as much salt as I'm going to be putting into it. Because also the chicken bouillon is very salty. Then what I'm going to do is do a whole jar of more than a bouillon. This is all 8 ounces. This is 38 servings. So 38 servings is 8 ounces. So that's a lot, but this is almost 50 quarts. So let me go over here, get my big bowl, and let's get this made up. We're just going to scoop all of that in there. Because I love the broth, everybody. The broth rocks. I'm sorry, the broth is the best. And this is going to help out with this chicken. And I could always add more water into this to make it, if it gets too overdone. So what I'm going to do is get my hot water. Now I usually always make this up, but I want to show you this is such a huge thing. And then water. So everybody, I'm going with filtered water. This is not a cheap meal for me, but this makes a ton. So I'm just going to start putting gallons of water in here until she starts filling up. So 2 to 3 gallons he was calling for, right? And per the recipe, so this would be these 2 gallons right here would just be for 1. But I'm got 3 chickens. I'm tripling this. I have so many people interested in this right now. Let's get this hot water in here. So this starts breaking it up. So I'm already cheating big time on my broth. Oh yeah, get that nice and hot. I usually have this all made up, but I wanted to show you all this. Okay. That's about 3.5 quarts right there, everybody. So let's bring that over here. This is already starting to get heavy. We're going to pour this in here. Okay. Now, let's get some hot water in here and get the rest of that seasoning out, right? Because we want to make this base. And I know I got that right in the front right there, but now you can get already pre-made up, but this stuff is the best. That's hot, that's helping it melt. We got the jar pretty well cleaned out. Okay, so we're gonna move that back over there. Let's take these away, put this off to the side, grab the next 2 gallons. Oi! Oh, this soup, everybody, this chicken noodle soup, I made a 5-year-old girl cry Not bad, but a 5-year-old girl cried. My wife had a friend that she worked, and she said, oh, I would love to try John's soup. So we gave her a little container, one of our bigger ones, the 32 ounces. There we go. We got everything out of that. And she had a bowl, and she gave a small bowl to her daughter. And her daughter ate it all up and said, Mommy, I would like some more. And she says, well, we're all out. So she cried. It was a good cry because she wanted more, you know. All right. Okay, we got that in there. Now we go to the next. So that's already 4 gallons, 5 gallons in here. Like I said, this is made. I'll try to get the recipe at the right levels for everybody. That's looking real good. I'm liking that already. I'm gonna put in some more in. I'm gonna save 1 gallon for the end. Oh yeah, that's probably gonna have to put in more chicken because we like our stuff so good. That's probably 50 pounds. Let's see, 5 gallons. Gallon of water is about 8 pounds, 6 pounds. So 30, 40, it's about 40, 50 pounds right there. Get yourself a good sturdy pot with good handles. I am wanting to add a little bit more garlic because you know me, guys. I am one of those garlic freaks. Let me grab my spoon that I put in my sink. I'm gonna put another thing of garlic in there. Oh yes. Get some of that juice in there too. Oh yeah. That's a lot of chicken soup already starting. So what I'm going to do is now I got to get all the seasoning in here. So I go with some Italian seasoning. Let's go 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to put that over there. Parsley, got to do parsley, and I'm almost done with this. So that's probably 2 tablespoons. So this can go in the garbage. And then I got my other parsley right here. We could hold on. Okay, cilantro. Now, you don't have to. A lot of people don't. But I'm going to go with probably 1, 2 teaspoons of the cilantro, everybody. So let's get that over there. Then we're going to go with basil. But I'm going to take out some of my basil out of my garden because this is good basil. And I'm going to put, that's 2 of that in there. 1, 2. Oh yeah, my basil's better. That goes over there. We're going to just have their basil, this one, but my basil that I dehydrated is better. Now we're going to go with Marjan.
Major M. I'm
1.
English is confusing.
2 teaspoons. Can't say it. Thyme. If I could put thyme in a bottle. And then we're going to go with 2 of those. Now remember, this is just the start to see how this is going to start releasing and flavoring. Boom, that's done. Rosemary. Rosemary. 1 tablespoon. We're going to go with just 1 right off the bat. Boom. 1.5. 2. Boom. All right. Dill, freeze dry. We're going to go with 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. That's done. Boom. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, celery seed, the intense the flavor. I ain't got a lot left, so I would say that's 1 teaspoon. I would go with 2 to 3 of those, but that's done. We got to throw that away. Bay leaves, everybody, bay leaves. Now you can crush these up. Nobody will know, but I just chuck them in and then find them. So let's get some. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's go with number 6. So the quiz, everybody, is when I'm hunting these down and I forget, because this takes some time, how many bay leaves did I put in there? 6, right? 6. So we got the bay leaves taken care of. Now the bay leaves can be put away because we ain't going to put any more of that. Smoked paprika. I'm going with a tablespoon to give it a little. And oregano. We're going to go with 1, 2. All right. That is all my seasoning. Okay? That can go away. This is garbage. That's garbage. All right, let's get this mixed up. How am I going to mix that up? Where's my big spoon? My big spoon, people. When you have something like that, you get yourself a big spoon. So let's get this all kind of mixed up. Now this is going to take some time because, you know, this is a lot of dehydration or not fresh. If you use fresh, it will save you a lot more. But I'm working this right now, trying to get some of this done. And it's going to look like dirty water, but it's not. Okay, there we go. Okay. I need a paper plate. That's what I need. My son has given me a hand. All right. Okay, we're going to put this on a paper plate right here. Now, the one thing I didn't do is I didn't cut up my onion. So let me cut that up and chuck this in and get this going. I got my onions. It says 1 medium onion. I had a medium, 2 small, so I might be a little bit low on the onions, but that's okay. You know. My chicken noodle soup always comes out a little bit different every single time, but really, really good. So, let's get this going. Give this another stir. You know, help these herbs. Ooh, bay leaf. We got our chickens in there. We got our garlic. I see the garlic floating. Okay, I might have to add a little bit more seasoning once we get this going. But this seasoning now, okay, everybody, is going to start releasing and blending in. Now, we are going to put this on. Bring this to a boil. And then we're going to simmer it for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, however long you want to do it. The longer you simmer this, the more you release the fat out of the chicken. The chicken, you know, more of the herbs start getting into the water. Now, this is going to make an incredible base of your chicken. I mean, I just, you know, I still got about, what is that? About that bar to the top, so that means I can work with this. We still need to put carrots and celery and everything else and noodles. So we're going to get this going on the thing. We'll take a couple of pictures here and there, but in a little bit, this will be all done and we will be good to go. So let's get some cleaning up. There we go. It's huge. I got inch and a half from my microwave. This is really green because that's all the herbs, but that will all mix in. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this girl going on high, and we're gonna get this boiling. We're gonna cap her, then start simmering her, and then just let her go. It's been 3.5 hours. We took the chicken out and we shredded it. Now I learned something with that cheesecloth because man, was that hard to get out. I will use this next time. I will put the cheesecloth around here, put the chicken in, because look how easy it is then to pull it out. It was hard to get it untied. So what we do is we get the 1 pound bag of carrots, chip, okay? Since I'm making such a big thing, we roughly cut them because some of them are big in that. My wife loves a lot of carrots in it. So we got 4 pounds right here. And we got the 2 bags of the celery. I should have maybe went with 3. It's a little bit low, I think, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this stuff put back in. Now this is where a lot of people do this, okay? Take that chicken broth, strain it, and then you put in your fresh garlic, your fresh onion. I would do that, but I don't have any more onions. I used up all my onions. So let me drag this on over here so we can get the rest of it in there. Okay, everybody? Now this fell quite a bit. Oh yeah, that's heavy. That's airborne qualified, everybody. Wow. Whew. Whew. That's heavy. Oh yeah, that is some hot, delicious. You see the grease up on top, everybody? I know you can't see it, but I will get this for you. And this is looking really good. We get this all stirred up again. You see the onions and the garlic in there. So now I'm gonna put my carrots in here, nice and slow, so we don't burn ourselves. That just raised her up about 2-3 inches. That there. We put our celery in here. Okay. And then we start putting back in our chicken. This is nice and cool now. And we took our time, but since this is homemade, everybody, I always tell everybody when they eat my soup, I try to get everything out of there. I try to get all of the cartilage, all of the bones out. You might miss one or two. So I just tell people, I'm going to give this a stir. Oh yeah, look at that. That's starting to look real good, everybody. Got a nice layer of fat right up on top. That's all you're eating right there. Let's see, I don't like that, so I'm going to get rid of that part. Oh yeah. I take, and if I leave just a little bit of skin left in there, that's okay in my eyes. Okay, let's get this, all the rest dumped in here. Now if you have a nice serving platter, you could use that to do your chicken, but I left it in there for about 3+ hours. I'm going to mix this up from the bottom up. It's got some good seasoning left. And now we're going to simmer this until the vegetables are tender. That can take 1 to 2 hours. Let me wash up my hands. I got chicken all over it. Remember, this is about 5 gallons. 5 or 6 gallons. This is huge. Onion. So let's see here. Oh, now we got to carry this back. But she's still hot, very hot. So let's get her back over here. And let's get her simmering until everything is tender. I'm gonna lose that. I should have just did this over here because that is a lot. I am getting weaker in my old man age. Whew. That's a lot of soup, people. But I only make this every couple of years because I make so much of it, people start begging and asking, and then I get it going, but it is exhausting. But I think y'all can do it, my fellow cooks. So I just wanted to show you this. I get the in-made egg noodles, okay? I get these. These are the best. They freeze well. It helps with the soup. When they get cooked, they're perfect. I got 4 bags of these, 8 ounces, so 32 ounces of noodles with all of that, with all the chicken. Needs a little bit more celery, you know, like I said. I made it a little bit bigger than I was expecting I was gonna do, but that's just the way I am. But these are the best. Get these for your chicken noodle soup. A little bit more expensive, but the best, especially with freezing and meal preps. So we're gonna get this going, and then once those vegetables are tender, we dump these in for 15 minutes and eat. I just went in and I grabbed the carrot, and it's getting tender and it's got a little crisp to it. So I say, let's get our noodles in, because this is gonna take about 15 minutes to get the noodles in and done. And with how hot this is, it will keep on cooking. I don't like my carrots to get so mushy. So we had her up, we brought her down. So let's just start putting in the noodles. Ooh, see, you don't kick the camera, right everybody? Like what I just did. So let me cut these up right here. Okay, so there's the first bag. Here's the second bag. My wife loves a ton of carrots and a ton of noodles. I'm all about the broth. She could have all that. So let's get the noodles in. Oh, hello phone. Let's get the next noodles in. Yeah, one more bag. We're definitely gonna have to do all 4 bags. And it might be a little bit low on the noodles. Maybe she needed 5 bags. We will see how these start expanding. Now this is gonna take about 10-15 minutes. It won't take long. Yeah, more noodles would be better. You know, I could always add other. That's not enough noodles for my wife. Thought the 5 bags would have done it. A good job. What can I add to this? Since the chicken noodles, I didn't get enough. So I got these containers. We had some, so These are going to be washed real quick. These hold up to 6 cups, and that's going to be great for filling these up. So, the family standing over there, Jane's got more of the noodles and the carrots and the chicken, and Kevin's got more of the broth. So let's see how they like it. What do you think of the chicken noodle soup?
Needs more salt.
Needs more salt. I didn't add any salt to it.
A little bit more salt, yeah.
A little bit more salt. You see, everybody? The chicken is already pretty salty, so I didn't do it, but I made a lot of broth with this. So that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and grab my salt. And since I got so much in here, we're going to add to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that might be good enough. So what we're going to do is then we're going to mix this in here. Because with all the noodles, that probably took some of it out. So right there alone, everybody. There you go. It was just a little, not enough salt. Better with the salt in it, Kevin?
Haven't had it yet.
We got to get these all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed the salt, right?
Yep.
So everybody, just that's how you tweak it. I thought it was going to be good enough. Add a little bit more salt. Boom. It's right up there to standard. Jane's eating it, and like I said, we didn't have enough noodles, so I had to throw the other noodles in, and she's just eating away with her butter crackers. Let's get this packaged up. Well, here's the big pot right here. I'm going to be packaging this all up. Like I said, when you cook, you got to taste it. So I tasted it a little bit. The carrots were done perfect. The celery done perfect. Now, Jane's throwing her saltines with her butter in it, so that's going to add salt to her. Kevin just found the 1 bay leaf. Ha! 5 more to go. So we're going to get this all packaged up. Thanks for coming in my kitchen. This took a total of 5 hours. It's huge, I know. I'll try to break it down for smaller bunches, but we have a bunch of people that requested this soup. I make it every couple of years. It takes a lot of energy, and that is like 60 pounds of soup. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this all freezed up. So thanks for coming in my kitchen. This has been Cooking with me, John. Do all that great stuff. Subscribe, please. Comment. Hit the like, the share, the little notification bar. Until the next recipe. Ooh, hot. Hot burn, John. Ooh, that was really hot. We're going to get this all done. Until the next recipe. Stop laughing at me, you two. Okay? Yeah, I touched it because I'm a little slow tonight because it's been a long day. It's been 5 hours of cooking this. Just eat and be quiet, you two. And be quiet and eat. Until the next recipe, I appreciate you all, my fellow cooks. Bye now.